Hey, it's me again. I'm sitting out in my car so I can actually have some peace and quiet with the kids home. So, it's a little bit darker than usual. But, I mean, it's not like it matters anyway. This camera sucks. But anyway, tonight I've decided I'm going to talk really quickly about the insane wave of pretty much, there's no other way to describe it, just anti science and anti understanding that is going on. This is partially inspired because a friend of a friend has been covering the Flat Earth Convention that took place in Texas the other day, and it's always fun for a good laugh, and you're like, oh, look at these nut jobs, nobody actually believes this shit, but. Sure enough, according to polls, 1 in 4 Americans doesn't know the Earth revolves around the fucking sun. I mean, what the hell? And then even more disturbing from that poll is less than 50% of Americans know that evolution is a thing and that humans evolved from other animals. Um, so that is definitely saying something about our society, something that 20 years ago pretty much everybody knew, and now half the people in this country don't know it. And it's ridiculous. And I get people have their beliefs, and but if evidence arises that shows a belief is invalid, should you not change or adapt those beliefs? It, I mean, even if you're a believer in something like a religion, it doesn't mean you have to ignore everything else just because the one thing is wrong. It just means that this one thing is wrong and just accept that it's wrong. Accept that 2,000 years ago they didn't know how the universe worked, but instead it's absolutely absurd the level to which people will just completely ignore and reject and fight against reality. Like, Ohio just recently passed a law saying that children won't get counted wrong on tests or whatever if the answer goes against their beliefs. And I'm like, why don't you just label this bill, Ohio students can now choose to completely commit intellectual suicide and ruin their chances of a future education by not being able to get into a college that, you know, they want to go to because they refuse to correctly answer a question. And it's just, what's the point of it? What is the point of completely rejecting reality? And this is what I don't get about these fanatical type of people. I mean, me personally, I have my own beliefs. I'm never going to share them with you. Don't ask. But I'm definitely not a Christian, and I'm not even a monotheist. Um, uh, and so the whole fanatic mindset, it never really made sense to me. Like, when I grew up in like a really Christian family. Like, my dad, not so much. He's like mostly agnostic with like a hint of like Christian cultural influence. And then, but my mom, she's really Christian. My family around us is really Christian. I had to go to church a bunch of times. At one point, I had to live with my grandma and my step grandpa, who was like a completely fucking insane Jehovah Witness nut job, who forced me to go to Kingdom Hall meetings. Now that was some fanatical shit. They're like the fucking pseudo intellectuals of religion. It's just insane. They're so giddy about the apocalypse, and most forms of Christianity, they have the Bible to work from, and maybe like a couple other books here and there. But like the Jehovah's Witnesses are freaky because they literally have a bookshelf full of books about the Bible that they also have to memorize before they even start going door to door. Uh, how did I get to talking about Jehovah's Witnesses? But anyway, the whole anti-intellectual wave going through our society, and it's not just that. I mean, like, climate change. You've got these people that will literally sit there and say, well, not every scientist agrees. And there's like, what, maybe one out of a couple of thousand of scientists that, I wouldn't even call them scientists. I would say people with degrees that want to prove their point knowing that it's wrong. Or, for whatever fucking reason. Or people that have been paid by companies that benefit from saying that there's not scientific consensus. But there is scientific consensus. When thousands upon thousands of scientists from all over the world point at existing data and decades of research, they are not less accurate than your local pastor or your local politician or your local oil company scientist. You know what I mean? It's just, people are entitled to their beliefs, but belief is not equal. Even if something's a scientific theory, that means there's evidence behind it. So even if you want to be one of those types that's like, oh, if it's, you believe the scientific theories, you believe in science, that's just a belief too. And I'm like, no, it's, even if you want to call it a belief, it's a belief with foundation, a belief with evidence behind it, and a belief that when new evidence arises, that belief changes and adapts to incorporate that new evidence. It's not the type of belief where, all this evidence points to the contrary, but I believe it because I have faith. That is not equal to scientific pursuit, to actual understanding of things. And there's just, I don't know. I just don't get why people want to do this. And then, and because of this going on in our society, then next thing you know, you've got, we've got the political divide at this point that's just fucking insane. And the problem is, because they're already so conditioned to hold belief as equal to fact and their whole alternative fact things, they call everything they don't believe fake or fake news. And it's just like, a whole bunch of parents going fake news, and sure, they can try to hold a conversation, but they don't understand what the hell they're talking about. They're just repeating what the guy on TV said to them and thinking that they're actually having a conversation, but they don't understand the meaning of half the shit they're saying, much less, have they ever actually looked at the raw data and information and made their own interpretations instead of just going by what the guy on the YouTube channel says that proves that some stupid thing is somehow true. And I don't know. So, you've just got, it's just absolutely fucking chaos out there. It's like I've literally stepped into a reality where everyone has lost their fucking minds. Nobody accepts reality unless it already agrees with what they believe, and if it doesn't agree with what they believe, they just say it's fake and think that it's just as valid an argument. But I guess I'll quit this video before I get too worked up, because I don't want to start, ranting too much. But I just figured I'd talk about that really quick, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll probably make another one. I might make another one later tonight. I don't know if the upload speed of this shitty internet actually lets me upload this video in less than an hour. I'll, maybe make another one and upload it while I'm asleep or something and post it tomorrow. Who knows? But I hope you enjoy. I think the next video I make is probably going to be about a plan that I've been thinking about for immigration that I think would, well, no, it wouldn't make both sides happy, because it's not everything both sides want automatically, so both sides are going to reject it. But it's a good plan, and it's a good idea, and, maybe get some feedback, see what you guys think. Who knows? If anybody ever actually watches these, which, who gives a shit? At least I'm making it, right? Try, maybe change something. But I hope you enjoy. Like, subscribe, share, all that good shit, and I will see you next time.